Hi ladies, it is a pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Chelsea, and I'm going to be a senior political science major at Northwestern University in Illinois this fall. And that's a school at about 8,000, so it's still on a pretty large scale. At school, I'm active in student government, and I have served as both the treasurer and the president of College Republicans at Northwestern. And back home, I really enjoy event planning and fundraising for local campaigns, so that's a little bit about my background. Last year, I started a student group called Women of Worth. While I'm extremely passionate about politics, I really have a heart for women, so I started this student group. And today, I would like to tell you a little bit about this student group and an important lesson that I learned along the way. It all started my freshman year, when I saw people walking around with these t-shirts that said, "I heart vaginas." I don't know if any of you have ever seen them. They're kind of crazy. So I saw that, and I thought, I didn't know anything about the vagina monologues at this point, but closer to the show date, I started noticing flyers all around campus that had very derogatory names for the female anatomy in big, bold letters. And I heard about this event called the Northwestern Vaginival. And that is a carnival where students come together and they just play some raunchy games, and they can buy chocolate lollipops in the shape of female genitalia. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So I started protesting, and I complained to all my liberal friends. I wrote a few pithy letters to the editor. I boycotted the show. And next year, guess what happened? It was back, and it was bigger, it was better than ever. They added, the college feminists added a week-long string of events, which they called Sex Week. And this was filled with sex toy parties, masturbation how-tos, I'm sorry, this is kind of X-rated, a lecture from a former adult film star, and there was a sex health fair complete with flavored condoms and Planned Parenthood representatives. So the conservatives got together, and we tried to outline a plan of action. And I'm in a room with a bunch of guys, and one of them says, "I know what we should do. We should get a big gorilla suit and protest all their events in a gorilla suit." Yeah. And then another person said, "Well, you know, I'd like to take more of a silent approach, because if we don't call attention to it, then no one will go to their events." And then another person said, "Oh, maybe we should do a petition." And while I'm listening to all these ideas, I thought to myself, you know, not one person has offered an alternative. And so I was really thinking to myself, how can I complain about what's going on here unless I'm able to offer an alternative? So that night I went home and I thought to myself, okay, here's all the events, what can I do as an alternative? And on Thursday night they were going to have what they called a girls' night out pleasure party, which is basically a sex toy party. And I thought, what can I do for these girls so that they have an alternative girls' night out? And I thought to myself, how can I make these girls feel like they are worth $1 million? And of course, what came to mind was a spa night. So I emailed all my friends and family, and I said, here's my idea. I want to put on a spa night for these girls so they don't have to go to this crazy sex toy party for the college feminists. And the response was just amazing. Within 2 weeks, we had a full-fledged spa night for all these girls. It was held at a 4-star hotel. We had eyebrow waxing, manicures, pedicures, massages, anything you could think of for a spa, we had it. We even had chocolate and strawberries, because every girl loves chocolate and strawberries, right? And the first year, 100 women came. That was me working by myself, getting a bunch of my friends and family to help out. 100 women came. Well, then the next year, we held another one, and over 300 women came. And not only that, but the speaker this year, she was a former porn star. She spoke on Thursday night for the college feminists, and she actually came to our event, and we were able to have a really good conversation with her about what it means to be a woman of worth. There were so many great conversations, and I think the women really appreciated it, because there were so many girls that felt the same way about me and all of you about radical feminism, and it was just nice for us to have a safe place. So the Women of Worth really created a safe place for us to have a healthy, open discussion about our concerns on campus. So my advice to you ladies today is don't complain unless you're able to offer a solid alternative. You don't have to plan a 300-person event. Actually, I would advise not doing it by yourself. It gets a little crazy. But if you are writing a letter to the editor, go ahead and be a mini Ann Coulter, but always offer a positive solution. If you're going to protest, you go, girl, but be ready to give a defense. And if you're fed up with all the liberal events on campus when you get there, as my grandpa would say, quit your belly aching and offer the student body something that all liberals claim to love, a choice. Thank you.